Hi everyone. In this video I will show you how to do an API stress testing. First of all, we need to know what's stress testing. It's a kind of software testing activity that determines the robustness of software by testing beyond the limits of normal operation. It's particularly important for mission critical software, but it's used for all types of software. Stress tests commonly put a greater emphasis on robustness, availability, and error handling under heavy load than on what would be considered correct behavior under normal circumstances. So here's an example. If we have a, a host where it has an API, and here we have a client or a station PC, and if you send a request to the API, you will get a reply. So it's just one request and one response. If you want to do a sequence of requests, you can send multiple requests to the API within the host, and you receive multiple requests. So this sequence of requests, it puts a stress on the host, and at a certain number of requests you might get a failure. So you might receive a failure response. You all know that the HTTP request can be any kind of method like GET or POST. This is maybe the most common HTTP methods, and you can get a different type of response. The normal one is a 200 response, and probably you can get other kind of response, depends on the how much request you can send to the API. Here we have two PCs, and both of them they send a request to the same API at the same time. So here we have two kind of requests or two kind of operations. One of them, for each PC, he can send a sequence of requests. So they're gonna be like sequential requests sent in sequence, and there is a sequence response back to the PC. At the same time, there is another PC, let's say this PC1, this PC2, yeah, and there's another PC who send requests also sequentially, and the response will be sent back to the PC. Both PCs are sending these requests in parallel. So we have a parallel sending for each PC, and within the same PC we can have a sequential of requests. All these requests will put a stress on the host, and at a number of requests, when the number of requests, sequential and parallel requests, increases, you might start receiving a failure response. Same thing we have as a general view. Here we have as many as clients or PCs, and we have many APIs located in different hosts. Let's say from API 1 until API n. Here we have PC 1 until PC n, and all of them, they are sending requests to the host and receiving response sequentially, and within the different PCs there is a parallel request has been sent to the different APIs. So this is probably the general view of the stress testing, where we have as many as hosts we have and as many as clients, and there is a sequential request has been sent within a PC, and between different PCs there's a parallel request has been sent. In order to do the stress testing in this video, I'm gonna use different types of tools, and probably you know the Postman, one of the common tools used for testing APIs or testing any kind of client server messaging. Let me just show you the the website of the Postman. So this is the Postman, where you can, it's an open source, you can download it and it's really easy to use. All right, so this is the first tool we're gonna need. There is also Node.js. Node.js is a we needed to do the type of aggregating the request. I'll show you on the procedure how we're gonna download Node.js and install, and how we're gonna use it. We have different type of version. This is probably the latest version. One is, it can be used for Mac or Windows, whatever. It depends on your environment. Within the Node.js, there is two. One is called Newman. And Newman is a nice tool. Do a kind of parallel operation of sending requests, and the Newman tool will be used for that purpose. Finally, we need to have we need to use a newman-reporter-htmlextra. This is a nice tool within Node.js. We need to install it. It's mainly used for to produce or to generate a benchmark for the output, and it's really a nice tool. So let's start. All right, so now we are in the environment where I'm going to do the stress testing. So the first tool you need to install is the Postman. I already have it. I've installed it. So you can find it in the, you can download easily from the internet. So if you type Postman, you can download it from here. All right. You can download it from here. It's Windows 64-bit, and it's regular installation. The second thing we need to install is the Node.js. So let's download it. So you can have it for Windows installer, and here you can have it as an MSI or a different type of versions. So you can use the 64-bit.msi for installation. So now it's downloading. Let's open the folder. So I have it here. Let's click on it and now install the Node.js. Accept, next, install. So now it's ready for working. Let's open now the browser, or no, let's open the command prompt. Then open the command prompt. Okay, now in the command prompt we can check the version of the Node.js. So we can type node-v, and you can see that it's a version 16.14.2. So now we need to install the Newman within the Node.js. So let's Google for Newman. Node.js. Alright, so here is how to install it. npm I Newman, or there is, I guess, another way of installing it. This is probably the most common one for installation. It's npm install -g Newman. So if we copy this one and paste it here, we just make it bigger, cmd, and enter. All right. Sometimes it gives you instruction to update the version you installed. So here we say run npm install -g npm 8.6.0. So we can just mark, let me just install this one, paste it here, so we can update the Newman installation. Alright, so now installed. So now the last tool within Node.js is to install is Newman Reporter HTML extra. As I said, this tool allows you to generate the reporting. So copy that, the installation, and just paste it here, and the installation will start. Okay, so everything is ready, no need to update. So now we have all tool environment is ready. We have Postman, we have Node.js. We installed also the reporter and the Newman. So let me go now to the Postman. Now we are going to test, to perform stress testing for some APIs. I'm not gonna show you how to build APIs. I already have some of my APIs in one of the applications. So probably in the next videos, I'll probably show you how to create APIs. Here I have a group of APIs. One is called register, login, list countries, list languages, list of states, and test. So these are some of the APIs. I'm using them on one of my applications. For example, the test API, it will, when I run it, it has a post method, and this is the uh, the URL, and when I send it, I will receive the hello world. Okay. Same thing, for example, languages. I send request, and I will receive different list of languages, like here Arabic, English, and so on. Now I need to just to mention one thing here in my testing, that if you look at the local host, it means that I have the client and the server are within the same machine. Probably if you are testing the client and the server in different machine, you will have an IP address here. But to simplify my testing, I'm going to do them both within the same Windows Server 2012. So this is going to be localhost. So I have here a group of APIs. Also, I need to mention about that there is a test command you can write. Here what I'm testing the status of the test of the API. So I will such that when you send an API, you will receive status back that it's okay. There's a 200, which means that the request has been sent and received. Let me just show you how to run the collection. So here we have a group or a collection of APIs under a collection called CTTNC, and we have multiple APIs. And if you look here in this pane, we have different parameters. One of them iterations, delay, and date. I can I have here one iteration, and there is no delay between the sequential request. So now, when I click on run cttnc test for the collection, this request will be sent sequentially. So if I click once, see, I have here are the tests, they are all green. I can see the result. So all the tests are, see, 200 okay, 200 okay. You see, I need to do it 10 times iterations. So the request will be sent 10 times uh, for each register, and this is going to be sequential. So as you can see, uh, this is how the iterations, and this is the green. It tells you that the request has been sent. See, it's sequential. 9. See, now if you are doing a testing, a stress testing for a sequential testing, it's gonna Postman is gonna be fine. But if you would like to consider the paralleling or concurrent, let's call it, request, you need to have the Newman tool in order to do that. I'll show you how to perform that. Need to mention also that sometimes you need to create environments, and these environments are general, let's call it general variables you can define. I don't have right now any new environments, so I can add environment. I can define some variables, but right now I'm not using any environment. This environment will be used when we export the collection to run them on the Newman environment. So let's start doing the testing such that we have multiple APIs. Each one of them will run sequentially, and using the Newman, I'm going to create multiple virtual clients such that the request will be sent in parallel, concurrent. So first of all, I need to create a folder where I need to put my tests, and this is me just create a new folder, and this folder, let's call it test. Okay, now the next step is I need to export these APIs, export them, and I need to put them in the folder where I created my Now if I have an environment, I need to export this environment. Now in the folder I created, I exported the collection, and as I mentioned, if I have an environment, I need to export it also. So I would have two files within the folder I created. Now let's do a simple exercise. So if we go to this folder, cd test. All right. So we say Newman run, and let me just copy .json. So here I'm testing the collection. So I will see that now, as you can see, I run the Newman for the collection I have, and I have these APIs where I have the status test, each one of them, and here is the table shows uh, the number of iterations, the request, how many requests. I have 6 APIs, so 6 requests, and there's 1 iteration, and there is nothing has been failed. So I'm going to do the same command, but I will increase the number of iteration. So Newman run, and this is the file of the collection, and I dash n, and this say 10 times. N, it means number of iterations. So now it's going to run 10 times. It will show me the output in the table. So here we have 10 iterations with 60 requests. Since we have 6 APIs, each one has 10 requests, 10 iterations, that means 60. And also we have 60 scripts. The scripts where we have it here. This is the test scripts. Also we have pre-request scripts. I don't know what does it mean. And assertion, there we have 60 asserted requests. So this is a good reporting for the testing, but again, it doesn't do any kind of concurrent testing. So in order to do concurrent testing, we need to do the following. So let me create a file, an empty file, and let me call it my test. Alright, just open the file, open it with Notepad. Now, what do I need to do is to type Newman run, and we will have the .json dash n, and let's say I need to do it 10 times. So now I'm writing the same command. I have it here. See, this is the one, will be done sequentially. Now, in order to make it in parallel, I need to have multiple lines of this command, such that when I execute the file, it will do this each line sequential, and the 3 lines, each one of them will then be concurrent. So to simplify it, that means that each line indicates that it's a client or a PC. Okay, let me just save the file. So file save, and just need to make sure that to save it as .cmd. So this is a testing file. It's called mytest.cmd. Actually, the point here, I forget to write the reporting. So -r htmlextra, and let me just copy it and paste it here. Let me just save it again, close it. Now if I type mytest.cmd, click enter, you will see that the testing is running. So if I open the folder, I have a new folder called Newman. If I check, I have 3 HTML files. These HTML files represent the dashboard for each line I have executed. See, it's a nice dashboard which can be used for reporting. Here we have a summary for the test. Total request 60, failed 0, skip testing 0, so total iteration 60. And here's further details about the duration and the total data has been received and the average response time. Alright, so as you can see, we have another one since we have 3 lines, and we have third one. Alright, these are tests has been done concurrently. Let me just try to increase the number of requests to see what will happen. Edit, let's make it 100 or 500. Probably it's gonna be 500. It's gonna take a long time to do finish. So I will have concurrent request. Each one of them will do it 500 times. File save and let's run it. See, so my test.cmd. Alright, so now I'm back. Probably it took me a while to execute 500 iterations for 3 PCs as in the file, so around 10-12 minutes. If we look at the file where we have the benchmark, we have 3 latest files within the Newman of our test npm folder. So let me just open the first one. Let's open the second one also, and the third one. Alright, so as you can see, I have a total number of iterations 500, and since I have 6 APIs, 6 times 500, I have 3000 total assertions. None of them has failed, none of them have been skipped, which is, seems good. I mean, still, like I need to increase the number of iterations or number of PCs in order to start seeing the test failed. Let me just open the next one. Same thing, 3000. Okay, this one is still off running. 3000. So all of them seems to be, there is no problem with the testing, stress testing. And if you're working in a company, you probably need to increase the number of iterations or number of ABCs. By this way, you can start seeing the failed test. All right, so this is not probably taking a while. My PC seems to be, he's getting exhausted because of the test. Anyway, so this is for today for this video. Thank you. If you have any question, you can send me in the comments. Thank you. Have a good day.